Chat, if we didn't have tech problems, we wouldn't have problems at all. This is where I'm at. This is what I got going. What do y'all got going? Me and Jake talk over Discord for these streams. This is what Discord's doing. I've restarted my computer twice. Cleared the cache for Discord. Done a lot of troubleshooting here in the last 4 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, lordy, lordy. One of those things, you know? You just try and do stuff. Try and do things. Not all the stuff and the things work out. You gotta dip and dodge and duck. Like Rip Torn said. All right, we've uninstalled Discord. We're gonna try and reinstall Discord. What's up, everybody? Good evening. How are y'all doing? Happy Wednesday, MTG, to you all. Look at this. Download Discord to talk and chat. Discord.com/download. Look at this. Chat's not even working under me. What the hell is going on? Dude, this is the most tech problems have ever tech problemed. The music is not the right vibe for this. Jake is now personally and permanently imprisoned in the moon. All right, we'll do it live. Let me search my downloads and see if maybe the Discord is still in there. Nope. This is ridiculous. It is unbelievable. Okay, so first Streamlabs wouldn't open at all. And that's our streaming software. So I had to restart my computer. Well, then it was like, oh, you're restarting. It's update time, baby. It's update time. Is chat working on this screen? No, of course not. Why would chat be working? Mark Mason, if this is your first time, you're on a weird one, pal. Because look, we can be friends, but right now I'm in the middle of what they call technical difficulties. Look at this. Oh, y'all can't see anymore because I hit my screen. Welcome to our stream where we download and install Discord for the first time. Oh, 25 minutes. Oh. This is all we do in chat. This is all we do at Jake and Joel or Magic anymore. Everybody dance emotes. We got to speed up this. Oh, look at that. We're up to 40 minutes. No chat on the screen. No Discord to talk on. No Jake even here. It's just Joel dancing around. He's pissed off. 16 hours. He's pissed off. 16 hours left. Discord setup. EXE. 16 hours. 16 hours. Joel's losing his mind. Yeah. Hail, 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 hail. Oh my God, dude. I'm gonna jump off a really tall building. That was a joke. To clarify, that was just a joke. Wow, Zach G, thank you very much. I will dance for gifted memberships. You know this. Look at this. Now this is just frozen. And you know how I know something is wrong? Because I'm streaming. I'm streaming right now. How is it not downloading? Yo, if you got a gifted membership from Zach G, make sure you say thank you, Zach G. If you didn't get a gifted membership from Zach G, you gotta go, what the hell, Zach? No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Look at this. Still no chat. Just like a frozen download. All right. Okay. All right. Let me try this guy. Call this guy? Okay. I'll call him on my phone and I'll be like, Jake, what do you think about the price of Commander Masters? And then I'll hold the phone up to the camera and he can talk. And then I'll talk again. Jake, I'm calling you on meta platforms. Nope. No, chat. I can see chat right here. Chat's on the screen. It's just no chat on the stream itself. Sparks, that's Zach G. Zach G just came through with the 20 gifted, y'all. All hail. Zach G. Gotta change this. We can do one thing correctly here. 20 gifted. Zach, you're a madman. Thank you so much. I already did. Internet has been restarted. Everything has been restarted. Internet's fine. I'm streaming right now. Welcome to our review of this one piece of art from MTG, everybody. What we're going to do today is we're really going to dive into this one piece of art from MTG. Jake's going to be in chat, so make sure you talk to Jake in chat. What do you think this is, and what do you think this represents? Dance. I'm like not even trying to fix shit anymore. I'm just losing my brain up here. Let's try Skype. I wonder if Skype's working. This song felt like a song where you randomly have to say dance and then dance. All right, Jake, have you got Skype on your computer? Big time vibes. Big time vibes. Says Jake is not online. Oh. Anyway, this one piece of art. What do you think it is, and where do you think it pays its taxes? Find out more the next time we review this one piece of art, Dance. Jake, log in to Skype. Got 178 people watching me lose my mind. Oh my God, dude. Oh. 16 minutes of technical difficulties. Oh! We found a Jake. Jake, can you hear me? Jake, can you hear me? Oh, here we go. Now, Jake, you can hear me. Is that true? No? Still can't hear me? Jake, now can you hear me? Jake, 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 can you hear me? You talk. I've lost my ever-loving mind. Let me go to my settings. Hang on. I had to move it off in case it docks me. Here you go, everybody. There's a tiny little Jake. We're going to put it over this guy's head so it looks like the worm's coming for him. Check. Check. Okay. So you should be hearing me, Jake. Can you hear me? We need to put this stream on rice. I'm in settings. Can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me. I can't hear you. Now I see what you're saying. Got to go to my sound settings. Jake, say something. Jake, say something. I don't think you're hearing me on Skype. I think you're hearing me on the stream delayed. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Why aren't you coming through? Hang on. I'm so close. Try now. Say something. Oh my God, dude. All right. Say something. Fuck. Oh my God, dude. I want to curl into a ball and turn into a little piece of coal. Chat. I'm on my app settings if that's what you're repeating to me. Yeah, it should be set on chat. Back. All right, say something, Jake. No. Jake, speak, please.
This is a check. This is a check. This is a check. Did you figure it out?
I think so. Holy shit.
In Skype, I have my mic set to chat, and I have my system and the other one is set to system. There we go. We have a stream. And we're only 2 likes away from 69. Yeah, there wasn't even an issue. Imani, there wasn't one. That was just the start of the stream. Was supposed to be kind of like a
this has been a really
behind the scenes look of what it would be like if it didn't work out right.
Look at that, and there's no chat in the center. That's how we do this.
Yeah, yeah. Zach got in there with the super chats. That was or not the super chats, the gifted memberships. That was really sexy. So thank you for that.
You know what is awesome is your sound quality right now. Skype sucks.
Yeah, you don't sound all that great yourself.
Thank you.
I have you set up on whatever. I mean, whatever this shit is.
No, like, yeah, I mean, it's coming through Skype. The audio is just awful.
Yeah, it's kind of like low quality.
Sounds like we're talking to each other on World War II walkie-talkies.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's kind of the vibe.
Jake,
it sounds decent on our end. I mean, you can just try Discord again whenever it stops taking a poop.
Check.
Oh, we sound great on stream. Okay. Well, I mean, as long as we sound good on stream, that's fine with me. This is a weird one, being over Skype.
Oh my god, this is awful.
You probably are like resizing windows for Skype and stuff, right?
Oh, dude, like, yeah, I mean, the thing is like literally all of our settings are based on Discord.
Yeah.
And so the
You're
entire
gonna have to go back and change all the Skype shit.
Well, the thing is like we're not like segments, Jake. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I would have to go through here and like take another 15-20 minutes and reset all of these settings so that everything looks good.
Should we just end this stream and restart it? And give your computer a second to download Discord? I mean, if you end the stream, then I imagine your internet will download Discord like normal. I mean, Discord is working for me. I have Discord pulled up here.
That's awesome. I wish it was working on my computer.
Yeah, so I don't know why it isn't.
Me either.
Let me see if there is a outage.
If I had an answer if I had an answer for that.
No, yeah, it is. Okay. So yeah, it is working. It says you're idle.
It's got to be on my phone. It's working on my phone. It's just not working on my computer. It is what it is. There's no chat in the center. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Everything's just breaking.
Yeah, that's weird. I think it's just maybe having a moment. But that's okay. It's water under the bridge now. We've made it here.
We've made it here.
We've made it to where we are. Pretty excited.
Yeah, I need to. I've been working on this for 40 minutes now. I didn't get to use the bathroom before the stream started. If you'll just chat with the people, I'm gonna use the bathroom,
Sure.
grab a water, reset my brain, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Jank, I saw your message in Discord and I responded to you, but we can talk more about it. It's got my I'm gonna kind of change how my camera is set up. Seems pretty good. You know what I want to do? So I kind of want to level this off in the back here. There we go. I was tilted. That looks much better. Walter, what's up, dog? Zach, I'm great, man. I'm great. Did you ever send me a message about what your channel is? Will you tell me what it is? Will you type it to me? Will you type it to me and I'm gonna write it down here. Okay, cool. Thank you. Nothing much. What's up with you? Oh, you got me. You got me. Damn. All right, let me look in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Jank, when I found out. I was like, I want to go check out Zach G's channel. More impressed. Everybody, this is wild. We've got some folks hanging out here. 230 people watching, and we do have a plan for tonight. We're just trying to figure out how we get to that plan. But there is a plan. We're going to talk about some MTG news. You know what? We don't need the internet to talk about this. I think that the price of the Lord of the Rings collector box is absurd. I think that it's a ridiculous price. No one should factor in the serialized ring because we all know that Star City Games is going to pull it. All right, here we go. That's one of the things we're going to talk about this evening. NorCal table. Okay. Thank you for sending this. I am going to pull this up and set it aside for later. This is a good vibe. There's like an arm wrestle that starts off in the beginning of this. Good eye contact. All right, I'm gonna watch this and save this for later. This is good. Lance, how's it going?
All right.
We have a small. Yes, they did pull the 1 of 500 Ragavan. And I hate the price of the Lord of the Rings product. And I know that it's going to be modern legal. And when we know something's modern legal, in our mind, we're supposed to make that financial jump to, oh, it's a premium product, so we need to pay more for it. But I mean, look at what happened to Fetchlands. I'm just like certain that most of the stuff in Lord of the Rings, it's not going to be worth that much. It can't possibly be worth the $400 price point. I just don't know how anybody's going to break even. It's like if you don't pull a serialized card, I don't know how you're possibly going to make any money. Most of the variants race to the bottom, like a week or two into a set coming out. So I don't know. That's kind of like where my mind was. When I saw the price of the current Lord of the Rings product, I was just like, no, dude, no. It's absurd. It's absurd. Right. Modern doesn't even... Exactly. Commander does. Modern prices... Modern has been pretty accessible for a while. When Tarmogoyf is down to like $12, $12 to $15, you can get into Modern. And it's because they... Did you bring a cone for everyone? You're not going to pull the 101 ring. I would bet like my entire collection that SCG pulls it.
I'll take that bet.
You don't think so? I think they're gonna find it.
How much is your collection worth? What am I on the hook for?
Like $83.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. You want to do it twice?
$83 bet.
Liberty Entertainment Ventures, us too.
Trade it for a full LGS. No, but it kind of feels like, unless you're pulling one of the serialized, the One Ring, and I know that will be cool. I just don't see. I see it being very, very difficult to break even on that. And when someone gives you 10,001 odds, you take that bet. That's right.
You take that bet.
Kevin Malone.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think the serialized soul rings are like 1 in 150 boxes ish, if my math was right. Oh, that's good. That's good info.
If John Mellencamp ever wins an Oscar, I'm gonna be a very rich man. You take those odds. What happened at everybody's pre-release this weekend, Jake? How did pre-release go for you? We haven't really talked about that.
I did 2 of them. I did one on Friday and one on Saturday, and I went 2-1 in both. And I played Abzan in both. In the second one, after playing Abzan, I really wanted to pivot and play some different colors. But what I ended up doing was I just ended up having really good. I just ended up having really good cards in junk, and so I just played it again. But in my first pre-release, it was pretty wild. I had a Thalia and the Gitrog monster as my promo, and then I opened a showcase Thalia and the Gitrog monster.
Oh shit!
And so, yeah, at the top of my curve, I had pretty much one of the best possible creatures that you could have. It has card advantage. It has just first strike and death touch, which is one of only a few cards in MTG's history that have those abilities together. And so it was wild though. I got beat in the first round, and then I won pretty well from there. But yeah, it was a fun time. And you know what? I did open, and we'll do a giveaway here, but since I ended up buying a foil one, in one of my prize packs, I pulled, and this has been a fun card. Let's see if I can find it here.
Wolfsbane with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Out of the paired commanders from Mom Commander, not the main list. So from the commander set. Let me think.
Two-one is it? Splash red. Killed it at mine. Second place. Finishes great weekend at my pre-release. Nice. Sparks. It's awesome. Did 2 pre-releases. Set isn't a good limited set. Legend sheets drive the sealed and draft. I mean, it's just a really crazy limited experience because of the Multiverse Legends slot. It's pretty wild. You know, it's one thing when it's like Strixhaven and you have an instant or a sorcery, but when it ends up being like a big splashy persistent creature, you just have like a lot more stacked creatures out there. It is very grindy though. I did find Incubate to be very strong. Did you all see the rarest Yu-Gi-Oh card went on auction tonight? Eclipsed 100k already, 9 days left. LP with the $5. That's awesome. What card is it? Is it the black or the luster soldier?
Wolfsbane, to answer your question about the pairs that I like off not the main list, I think a lot of people are really excited about Shalai and Halar, and I really want to see a good deck list for that. Maybe in one of our Monday night streams over the next couple weeks, Jake and I can get some of these other commanders from this new set going. At least spend a little time with the commander set before we move on to the next set, you know? Wizards. I think Slimefoot and Squee, though. Slimefoot and Squee for me is one that I'm very interested in playing. However, I've just been such a Reanimator Andy recently. Just only building Reanimator decks. Monday was so fun. We had, if you missed it, go back and watch the VOD, but we had the splashiest, bombiest game of Commander on Monday. I played Rona, Herald of Invasion. Jake played Atali. And then Buzz and Spec played 5-color Omnath and Jameson Tuconderosa. I forget his name. The new knight. I think it's Jameson Tuconderosa.
Yeah, chat. The
Sidar Jabari. There you go.
Yeah, that one. The 4-cost common that brings the Incubate 5 token is just such a strong common in green. The 4-cost, it brings an Incubate 5, and then the next turn you can flip it, swing with a 5/5. So it's like it has this go wide. That common is just so freaking good.
Yeah.
So speaking of, Joel just said Atali. I ended up pulling one of these in my prize packs, and it is not the foil, but it is a showcase. And so I was thinking,
awesome.
I don't need a second one. So why don't I send this out in a giveaway? And somebody who in chat might be interested in building this, they can go home with it. And so we've kind of been waiting here for a second. Joel, I can do Nightbot if you want.
Yeah, I'm having a very, very large scale technological breakdown over here, man. I'm really not sure what the hell is going on. It's like if it was one thing, I'd be able to isolate it, but it's everything at once. I don't know if you saw my shared screen to you, but I can't even open the browser right now. Chrome's not even working. So I think my computer must have done some sort of Windows update that is causing it to punch itself repeatedly in the nose. And so
got it.
This might end up being a just chatting stream, everybody. But don't worry, the chat isn't even showing. So it's going to be a just stream. Is everybody okay with just a stream?
I think we're just streaming here for a second.
It's just a stream, dude. Yeah, honestly, John, my computer had been really sluggish over the past couple weeks and kind of breaking down right around stream time. And so I'd gotten in the habit of restarting right before, like right around 9:15 Eastern. And this time when I did it, it started updating a thing, and I did not tell it it could do that. But just in stream, just in case, this Justin Polsnick. I'm gonna do office lines all night tonight. Dude, Carl, you're telling me, bro. You're telling me. I've been working my ass off the last couple weeks, and I'm just tired, and this is frustrating, and so I'm just letting it go. We're just gonna sit here and hold hands.
All right, here we go, chat. I want you to type in #visit Atali and
hashtag visit Atali.
Visit Atali exactly as it is. There we go. I see people jumping in there.
Joe said, "Why are you the way that you are?" Honestly, anytime I try to do something fun, you make it not that way. I hate everything about what it is you choose to be.
I hate. Yeah, that's God. That's such a good moment.
I can't tell you how many times in my day I go, all right, and we're off like a herd of turtles. It's constant. Office lines are constant and pervasive in my life.
I love that series so much. I'm so happy that it exists. I'm so happy that it was written at some point, because it would never ever get greenlit today. And so it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I think the closest show that comes like after that still exists, that's still kind of what chat, if you haven't watched Jury Duty, you got to watch Jury Duty if you like The Office. That show has been amazing. Joel, have you watched that?
No, but I've seen a lot of TikTok clips that make me very interested.
Yeah, you would just love the shit out of it.
I saw a clip today where the premise is that it's one guy who's not in on it. It's like Joe Schmo's show, right? And so
it's like The Office and the Truman Show.
Right.
It's kind of like
yeah. If you don't know the Joe Schmo show, you should go and look that up on YouTube. Reality show from back in the day, all centered around one guy, and they almost gave him a mental breakdown, and they had to rewrite the ending of the show so that it turned him into the hero, because the audience started liking him. more than like wanting to make fun of him. Anyway, this show seems along the same lines. And I saw a clip today where he was like, well, honestly, I think that at the end something's gonna go absolutely nuts. And she's like, what makes you a fortune teller? And he's like, Ethel, or whatever her name is, Ethel, that's how it goes every single day. Every single day we're almost done and the most crazy possible thing happens. And I know it's going to happen again today. It honestly feels like some kind of reality show. And James Marsden just looks right at the camera.
Oh, yeah, bro. Dude, it's so good. Yeah, you're going to want to mainline that right into your veins as soon as you watch the first episode.
I know. I saw a couple clips and I was like, this looks absolutely like my shit. Dude, hidden camera.
Yes.
Like, I'm unbelievably addicted to watching Impractical Jokers. And I know that it's like gotta be 80-90% staged with a little bit of improv to fill in the gaps. But like, that show just for some reason is addicting to me. And so this hidden camera type stuff, even better. Even better.
Palumbo with the $20 Palumbo06 with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Says been stocking up on Commander Masters collectors while people pre-ordering Lord of the Rings. You guys touched on this earlier. Keep up the great vids. Palumbo, thanks so much for that $20 and thanks for the thoughtful message as well. Yeah, I think that Lord of the Rings is overpriced. We are going to talk about Commander Masters. You know, we're going to talk about it whether or not we're able to pull up the internet or whatever, but I have heard rumors, okay? And they're seriously just that. And I want to hear from you, chat. Have you heard anything about Commander Masters being a big set? Like a large set? I've heard that.
Meaning a lot of cards.
Like a lot of different,
cards, like a lot of unique
like 700 card set. And so...
Anybody heard that? Anybody heard any whispers of that?
Whether or not that's true, it's something to consider because then you could have a lot of really strong mythics that help push the set. But, you know, it's like you're not going to see a lot of them because there are so many. So I want to, you know, start exploring this product. I'm sure that we're going to learn more about it. But I did hear from like a game store near where I live that those are kind of like the whispers is that it's going to be a big set, like a large set. So that will, yeah, Jeweled Lotus's card 396. So yeah, exactly. And that is already way over what we normally have in a set. Yeah, tons of room for chafe. Exactly. Like you're going to have some boxes that are going to be absolutely stacked. Like I would say there is a very strong chance that we are going to see Mana Crypt. I would be very surprised if Mana Crypt doesn't make it.
That's a good poll. I'm going to see if I can make a poll.
Hashtag visit Atali if you want a chance to win a non-foil showcase version of the new Atali. It's essentially Chaos Wand on a stick, but it hits non-land cards. It's less restrictive, and it's been very fun to play. So if you want to get in on that, hashtag visit Atali, and we're going to roll that giveaway here in just a second. If you are enjoying the stream, as we get it going here, click like and subscribe. That's a great way to support the channel with just the click of a button. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out tonight as we've stumbled through a little bit of technical difficulties that just kind of popped up out of nowhere, as they do sometimes. They should do partners with Domino's. Commander Masters is anywhere near top heavy as 2x2. I'm canceling my pre-order. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for me to spring to buy sealed these days. Even though I really do love opening sealed product, it's hard for me to justify it when I'm able to buy singles at such low prices if I'm just a little patient after the set comes out. Because it's like, as soon as the latest set comes out, people are already like, okay, I want to move on to the next thing. I'm sure that some of the channels that do pack opening, they see it. I'm sure they see it. It's like each set has its hype wave where it's like you really want to take advantage of that wave of hype because people are ready to move on to the next thing. Like, I bought 2 of the complete edition bundles of Phyrexia, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna open one of these, but then I was like, well, I'm not even really all that interested in Phyrexia anymore. I was like, I'm interested in, you know, March of the Machine pre-release and like picking up some decks or picking up some singles and building Atali like we just talked about. And so yeah, it's just like on to the next thing.
I got chat in the middle of us to work, Jake.
Let's go.
What's up, baby?
Joel, well done there.
Hey, it at least we're not gonna be able to do much more than this on this stream tonight, so it at the very least gives it a little bit better aesthetics. Everybody, chef's kisses in chat.
There we go. Have you all talked about the rumors of Aftermath being more heavily allocated? No, I have not.
I don't even know anything about that.
We got chat.
We did it, everybody. Okay, so Jake, it also looks like okay, so chat, if you are a patron, you know this. If you're not a patron, you don't know this, but you'll learn this. We give away 2 $40 gift cards to TCG Player every month as a way of saying thank you to the patrons who are working their tushes off to try and get us to do this full time. We have not done that. We have neglected that in February and March. No, sorry, in March and April. So tonight on stream, and I believe that everything is working for me to do this, we are going to give away those 4 TCG Player gift cards. $40 to TCG Player. We'll just fire them to your email. If you want to be entered in that, go join our Patreon.
Cards too cheap now. It feels like 95 to 97 when things from ABU and 4 Horsemen were being reprinted like crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you in chat saw, I believe it was Alpha Investments video yesterday where he was just talking about how it kind of feels like when they first implemented the reserve list. And I know that this is a touchy subject that people don't like to talk about, but it's like he was saying that, you know, people who are spending money on their cards, like, they should have cards that retain value. And with Wizards of the Coast printing so many different versions, and, you know, I saw someone just talking about how there's a huge dump of Modern Horizons 2, and we see fetch lands are just like racing toward all-time lows. It's just kind of like, you want cards that are worth something, you know? And that's why I've really like cut back on my buying. If I see some reserve list pieces that I'm interested in, maybe I'll pick one of those up. But it's been very, like, a ton of my singles have lost massive value. A lot of the old modern stuff, like, I've seen just like so much of it just like lose like 70-80%.
Hey Chad, I just dropped a link to our Patreon there if you want to join and get entered into to possibly win one of the 4 $40 gift cards to TCG Player we're going to give away tonight. I also want to show these off. I'm getting this.
Great. I actually really like it.
This mailing is going out for our March winners, and very soon when we have them, our April winners. Any level of our Patreon gets you into this giveaway. Any level of our Patreon also gets you into our Commander League, where you can play Commander once a week with our community. Get a pod assigned. You can win prizes. There's special quests and bounties you can do as you play your game every week. It's completely proxy friendly. You can win. It's sponsored by Dragon Shield. Thank you to our sponsor, Dragon Shield. Boom, get the logo in there. Heyo. We get a custom. If you place top 3 in any given month of our league, you get your custom Jake and Joel or Magic Commander League sleeves with the years slapped on them down there. Make sure you get those league sleeves if you want. Any level of our Patreon gets you into that. So we got quite a bit of perks over there if it is something that you want to do. Thank you everybody for being patient tonight with the technical difficulties. Really do appreciate y'all.
Elbow Baggins says, yeah, my collection went from 13K to 8,700 over the past couple of years. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a big adjustment. Oddly, my reserve list stuff has stayed pretty consistent. And I'm sure that a lot of people who have reserve list stuff and modern or standard stuff, standard, we kind of know what happens. If a card is a big deal in standard and you have it in your collection, you should probably just sell it if you don't use it. Sell it or trade it away, because you're going to get maximum equity for a card that most likely is just going to rotate out and become like a bulk mythic or a bulk rare. I have some videos coming out where I'm going to talk about missed opportunities, like cards that went through their price spike that I just sat through it. And in this space, diamond hands on anything that isn't reserve list is just foolish, unless you're just planning to keep the card to hold it because you like playing it. If you buy cards for the intention of like, oh, I want to trade these away when they're at an all-time high, make sure you always do that. Like, don't see the card as anything more than just dollars, you know? But anyway, other than all of that, not financial advice, let's roll this Atali giveaway.
Yeah, do that Atali giveaway. And then, Jake, I think that we could hazard a segment, my man. I'm thinking that I'm feeling, you know how you can kind of feel how your computer's doing? I can feel right now that my computer seems like everything is catching back up. My internet, whatever the hell is going on. So we can give it a shot.
All right.
Let's run this Atali giveaway.
Quantum Mechanic going home with the Atali. All right, let's go.
Yo, Quantum hacked the system, I think, because Quantum has been winning all of the things. But
is it true?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Won some sleeves the other day, and that's about it.
Oh, okay. Won some sleeves. All right. I was gonna say winning all the things versus winning some sleeves and then actually winning the Atali. That's not that bad.
Hell yeah.
So. Yeah, Quantum, just shoot me a DM and I'll send this your way.
Yeah, Sparks, I'm looking forward to our match tomorrow. I've got my match tomorrow. This month in the league we've been playing, you have to play an uncommon commander, but infinites are allowed. Every other month we go back and forth between infinites are allowed and infinites are not allowed, so that we have high power months and we have sort of battle cruiser months. And I've been playing Titchwillow, man. I was going to go infinite on turn 4 and it got stopped because it was a very interruptible combo, but I was almost got my Vic there on turn 4. Unfortunately, no crown for me. Next month is pre-con commanders, Jack Gaming. Pick any commander from any pre-con and build a $250 budget deck around it. You put your deck in the Mox field, go TCG player low, you know, cheapest cheapest possible copy, and that's how you get the budget for your month. It is 420 tomorrow. That is a true statement.
Do you have anything planned tomorrow, Joel? Anything fun planned?
I celebrate privately.
Yeah, daily privately. Yeah. I remember one time when I was like my freshman year in college, we got an entire ounce of some swag stuff, just like some, you know, we used to smoke that nasty shit. And
what are you talking about?
And we did at our smoke shop, they had a super blunt that you could put a full ounce of oregano in, and that it was so gross, dude. And I don't remember much, but it did happen at one of our friends' houses.
Yeah.
It was just so much. Like, could you imagine just like even with 4 or 5 people sitting down and being like, we're doing this whole thing because it's 420. We're doing, and it's you know, it's not great stuff.
It's like that,
just like we're doing it anyway.
It's like that Cat Williams joke where his buddy goes, the guy goes, man, this weed's good. What do you call this? And he goes, this shit's called death. And he goes, death? And he goes, no, deaf with an F. is called deaf. You're not going to be able to hear. And he's like, man, I've got stuff to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And for me, I'm the kind of person where, you know, if I take a couple, you know, drags, I'm going to be fine. I don't need to do the whole thing. But back then it was about excess. It was about, you know, today's a day of excess. And so
everyone has years of excess. You live through years of excess.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's like you're all there just like suffering through this giant blunt.
In the name of ceremony.
Yeah. And
then at the end you have to, what is it? If you see your shadow, you go back inside.
Something like, I think so. That's what they say.
If you walk outside and you see your shadow, then 6 more blunts of winter.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's right. I'm happy that you remember. All right.
This girl had clove cigarettes. I don't know. She had a nose piercing.
What is this? That is Cannabis Indica Northern Lights.
No.
It's
marijuana. Okay, let's try and do this. Let me look and see if this is gonna work.
all right. So, wow. Well, there's one at 360. Market price is 357. Amazon has it way over in 400s.
All right, chat. So look. All right, we're gonna try to make a YouTube video, y'all. Everybody in chat, wave at YouTube. Say hey to YouTube. Say hey, YouTube. We love you. I think everything is working. You should be seeing the screen. You should be seeing our pictures. You should be hearing us both. You should be saying hey to YouTube and waving.
Where should I be right now? In Skype?
You're good. I'm sharing my screen to you. You see it?
What I see is
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yep.
The price of Lord of the Rings boxes is too damn high.
It is way high.
At least that's what Jake thinks. And look at these things, man. $360. Market price $357.92. What's happening?
I know. We've got the Great Henge in this product. It's made for modern, so it's a premium set. We were just talking about this, though. And maybe we'll include some of the discussion previously, but we can talk about all of it again. But this is, you know, we were just talking with chat, and it's really hard to justify buying singles or sealed. I've just been buying a lot of singles because what happens is whenever a new product comes out, it inevitably, everything races to the bottom.
Right.
I was just talking about wanting to get Ragavan at 40s. Ragavan is in low 50s, knocking on 40's door.
Knocking on 40's door.
It's getting close. Yeah, Henge is a box topper. That is worth saying. I don't know if you should sell. I think it depends on the copy. If you have a base copy of it, then yeah, it's probably going to go through an adjustment. But if you have like the extended art version or the foil extended art version, then no, I don't think that's going to be affected as much. Okay, break a leg. I'll see you later. Yep. Yeah. Have a good one. Yes, please. I'll just grab it later.
These debuted at $500.
Yes.
You'd have to look at some sales. It sat at $490 though for a week before it dipped heavy, and it bounced off the $415 line, went back up, came back down, and just kept dropping to where it is today.
Yeah, actually, can you look it up really quick on Amazon, and can we check the price there?
100%.
I want to see the current Amazon price. I think it is around like 400s. Albo Baggins, you betcha. There we go. All right, so we see that. Maybe just type Magic Lord of the Rings. No, there we go.
we can just go to the Magic the Gathering store.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. All right, so when you click on the collector box, okay, so 425. When you click on this, you're going to see a couple different images, and the bottom one, or the second to the last image down there on the bottom, is the one that I think we should focus on. And this is going to tell you everything that you can find in what product. And for me, the one of one ring, I don't even think that should be considered in the price point. None of us are going to pull it. No one's going to pull it.
It is so weird, right? Because it will be, it's got to be considered in the price point. People will be thinking about it. That's why some people are going to buy collector boosters. I bet this will pull people out of the work if the price is right. And I'm speaking for myself here. I don't really buy collector booster boxes.
Sure.
But this one's kind of a fun, I mean, what if you did, right? It's the allure of what if.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is like,
somebody
what if
has
I went
to.
out and got struck by lightning 3 times tomorrow, you know?
Right.
Who knows?
Somebody's got to open it. Why couldn't it be us?
I really do think, and this is totally a tinfoil hat, but I really do think that Star City Games will open it. I think that they always find the new hot thing first, and it helps drive the FOMO in the set. But they open tons and tons of product. So the odds of them finding, you know, the serialized Viscera Seer first and the Secret Layer products, and then finding the 1 of 500 Ragavan during pre-sale before March of the Machine even comes out, you know, that is possible. If they do find the ring, then I'm going to be like super sus, because I'm like, okay, you found all of the new hot shit.
That's beyond sus.
Yeah, like the odds of finding the 1 of 500 Ragavan in that set, and then also finding the ring when you open honestly a minuscule amount of product in the grand scheme of how much is printed.
Yeah.
That to me will be the indicators. Like if they do open the ring, I would just watch that like anything moving forward. It's like, we're going to talk about this Pokemon thing that just happened, but if the allure, right, Joel, is that we do stand a chance of finding that ring,
which we don't.
But if in theory, because it kind of does remind me of the Pokemon thing that we're going to talk about, which is all of the hot cards from Pokemon have just gone missing right off the line. And then someone takes all of these cards to sell them.
Yeah.
And people are like, holy shit, these are the cards that barely anyone's able to find. If we never actually stood a chance of finding the one ring, and if that's just like back at home base somewhere and they're trying to strategically figure out where to place it. And I know that this is definitely tinfoil hat. Nothing here is financial advice. This is just in a certain world.
We're making up a story about what could possibly happen. We're not saying that it's going to, or we even think it's has a chance to. We're just making up fun stories together.
This is a story of what could happen, which is that ring is printed, the 1 of 1 serialized ring, and it is going to be precise where it ends up. And it's going to be, you have to think about it. The odds of it finding either, a big store or a specific person or personality are so microscopic that it should just end up somewhere in the middle of, wherever. And it might just end up in some guy's basement and just sit in a sealed box forever and we never see it, which is a totally realistic possibility.
Yeah.
Or a big profile with a big Twitter that's going to make a big to-do of a public auction is going to do it.
That's a big point. Albo Baggins said it best. Most Pallone might pull this thing. And that is another... I mean, that everywhere I write anything about this whole one ring, people are like, oh, Post or Cassius are going to pull it.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's so suspicious. That's so weird. Oh, 100%. Bro, if I got 1 of 1 ring, I mean, I'm probably going to sell it. But another fun story would be if you got the 1 ring to make it into a Logan Paul necklace and just wear it on stream every day. There you go.
Sure. But I think, because this is what, if I were a corrupt CEO of a giant corporation and I wanted to build a brand that had a big money sign attached to it.
Right.
This is what my evil Jake is an evil GPT, and this is what he's going to do. I am going to make sure that I know where that ring ends up. I'm going to make sure it's going to be somebody who does not want to keep it. I'm going to make sure that it's going to be some high profile with a lot of eyes on it. That's going to make sure that it's sold in the public zeitgeist so that people see a high profile item sell for like $1 million.
That would be the best thing for our game. You're right, Executive Jake. I believe you as Executive Joel that would be a huge promotion for our brand.
Yes.
If there is a $350,000 sale of the one-of-one serialized
imagine if
ring.
it went for the milli, and then all of a sudden there's a card that sold for more than a Black Lotus.
That's the big
it's a
thing,
one of
right?
one. And then that brings all of the eyes on the brand of people being like, oh wait, what's going on in MTG? Oh, they have the big chase card.
Yeah, dude. Screw all those Charizards. Let's go chase one rings. Yeah. 100%. Well, and they can also be like, oh, there's no chance, man. That's no chance. But you think from the marketing point of view, we're going to start dumping serialized into every set somehow. And we're going to have them go, oh, man, I'll never do that. It's not worth even. Well, look, they have serialized in all this stuff. You could pull a 420 of 500, a 1 of 500, or whatever, and it draws them in.
I mean, and that's a whole other thing as well for me, which is like, and we are seeing people pull, the important numbers. Let's call them the meme numbers, right? The 1 of 500, the 69 of 500, the 420 of 500. Yep. When people are able to pull those and we see those aren't just ending up at stores, that's a good indicator because, if we're able to, any layman can pull the serialized numbers that are just whatever all over the place, the 456 and the whatever, the 213, I don't know. But as soon as those meme numbers are not available, like if for some reason those were calculated and those were being sent to a certain place, then it would be a real, bummer because those are going to have a premium. 1 of 500, 500 of 500, 69, 420, 111, 222, 333, whatever. They're going to have a premium over whatever jumbled number that you find.
Right.
And so we've already seen it happen on the secondary market.
Quantum with the 669 Canadian said, I feel like 360 is low. Look at the price behavior of the collector's Warhammer decks. So let's look at those. I haven't actually checked in on the price of these Warhammer decks in a while. Sparks also says, wouldn't it be in WotC's best interest for it not to be found for a while? I mean, yes, so that people buy product. I mean, I guess that's the idea, is that if it's not found, then people will continue to buy it. Right, because if it is found, they'll be like, the sales will plummet. That's already kind of a meme among the stores, and the members of our community that own stores are tangentially related to a store. That's the thing that they're talking about is, well,
that's what I was saying, like back at home base. There's a case, then it does exist, and it's back at Wizards in a vault.
It's in a vault. Well, and they can deploy it whenever they want to. Why not? I mean, if you're going that strategy, Jake, then you have to go, okay, well, when do we reveal it? And so you have to time that up. You say, well, in 2 years, we're doing X. We're going to have, why doesn't it show up, 8 months before that, which is like a month or two before we announce that set coming out.
Oh my God. Exactly.
And so it just becomes a mark. It's fully this fun story that we're making up that has no basis in truth. And we're not even saying that it is possibly true. This fun story that we're making up together. It's completely a marketing play. The entire part of it. Every single piece of it. They make it on the side. It's in a vault in Wizards. They've already got a plan for where they're going to plan it, where they're going to reveal it. That is some multiversal version of Wizards of the Coast. That's their plan. Look at these decks, man. It's so weird how if you ignore all of this, it just went.
Are these the foil versions or just the regular versions?
Just the base level display.
All four of them.
Of all four.
Of them. Okay.
Have just consistently gone up, and we're at 228 for all of them now. Released around, we got ours for 200, right? And so we've gained about $25 on these. Look, this is when everybody was like, oh my god, these cards are fantastic and there's never going to be reprinted. And then it was like, oh, reprints. Oh, a second wave.
And then it looks like it's going to bottom out, and then if you had bought back down there, yeah, you'd be up a little bit, but
it's still little right now, but it is climbing. It definitely is climbing.
Mean, so when you're talking about it, oh, look at the foils. Look at the foil one, Quantum says. Yeah, we can look at the foil one too. Holy moly, tonight is not the night to run the stream back to the beginning, says 5-9. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you're just coming in right now, you missed a lot, but we're finally on.
Oh, my OCD won't allow me to miss any of the video, LOL. That's so hilarious.
Now, this is a chart. When you look at the chart over here and it doesn't go up by 10s, it goes up by 200s.
Yeah, that's a pretty wild chart. You know, at one of the people at the LGS that I work at, they just don't like TCG because it's like you can price fix on here and you can make shit look crazy on the price using, you know, different methods. But I actually I'm fine with it. It gives us an idea of what's happening in the market.
Right. I mean,
but yeah.
This is the piece crazy. Where you get valuable info right here is you can actually see sales. And I know these can be spoofed. I think that somebody who would not be a fan of it would be like, oh yeah, you can spoof sales. But selling in the beginning of March for over 700, near 700. And now we're looking at like 664. Slight decline, but everything's in a slight decline right now. All of it's declining.
Says I've been sniping the collector's individual ones for about 160 on eBay. Nice.
Wow, that's not a bad price.
Yeah,
not a bad price at all.
Yeah,
so you're looking at a difference, a pretty big difference here between 460 and 700. It's going to be about printing, man. I mean, I feel like these were printed significantly less. Print runs on these are going to be tough to compare because I would assume that this is going to have a bigger print run. Much bigger print run.
This is an overlap in fandom. So like people that want to play with Lord of the Rings cards.
Well, Warhammer's the same thing.
Yeah. Jars says, so if there are no ally colored fetch lands in Lord of the Rings, will they be in Commander Masters? So fetch lands that started in Onslaught were reprinted in Khans of Tarkir. Will they show up? I think they've got to be showing up soon. We had them in Zendikar Rising, and in Zendikar Rising, we got them on the Expedition slot, and that wasn't exactly like a super meaningful reprint of them. So, I mean, it was a pretty good reprint, but I reckon they would be showing up soon. They might use that land slot as a way to push that product. I think that would be a good land slot to do it. Those have actually started creeping up in price, but just
talking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Jar was saying if they don't put the allied fetches in Lord of the Rings, will they put them in Commander Masters? And I'm saying I do think it would be a good cycle to show up soon. It's been a while. I'm pretty sure that they confirmed on one of those streams we watched that fetches are not going to be in Lord of the Rings. Oh, okay. Well, then yeah. Then maybe they are going to be in Commander Masters. If they do show up in Commander Masters, expect the price of them to just, oh my god, it'll be crazy. Just look at Modern Horizons 2 fetches. It will be as bad as or worse than that. I wanted to look at the individual cards here and see what was driving some of the prices of this. Let me sort high to low. I mean, Chat, the thing if you are enjoying the stream, go ahead and click like and subscribe. I mean, the thing is, what do you think of the ring, Joel? It's a fine card. It's not game breaking.
Are you talking about the 1 of 1 or just the card itself in general?
No, just the card in general.
Dude, I honestly think that there are going to be so many copies of this card.
Yeah.
They have got base copy, extended copy, borderless copy, showcase. It's just, how many different versions of it do they really have? I don't know. It's the collectability of it to me. I just don't see it. But I think it's a good card and it'll play. And, you know, I just don't think it's going to blow any minds as far as how powerful it is.
Lance says there's one in every bundle. There's
Right.
a ring in every bundle.
Right.
Okay. Lance also says, I don't think so. And this is responding to what I was saying about the price of the allied fetches, I'm guessing. Lance says, because Commander Masters is going to cost 2 times what Modern Horizons 2 did, more rares, mythics in the pool too. You know, like, maybe, but Modern Horizons 2 had such a stacked set of valuable cards and tons of them have bottomed out, except for like, you know, the Seasoned Pyromancer is a card that's seeing a lot of play. You got Fury that's seeing a lot of play. I mean, there are some cards in it that haven't absolutely fallen out, but a lot of the rare stuff is just like, you don't think it'll get 1 billion reprints?
Look at these
I
cards.
feel like Wizards of the Coast would want to print Commander Masters into the ground.
Yeah, for sure. Just to
that
sell,
seems like the 2 words to put together that they haven't put together yet. And so I feel like that's going to be massive, just like MH2. But we'll see. I don't know.
I'm looking at the cards here, Jake, and I just don't see where the hype is coming from. The hype is coming from the 1 of 1 ring. The hype is coming from the fact that it's a modern set, and people are like, oh, modern staple's going to be printed into it. They're definitely going to power creep. But realistically, maybe 1 card? No, we'll say 1 card will make it into modern. Let's say maybe 2. Maybe. We don't know what the land cycle really truly looks like. We've seen some legends. We've seen some mechanics. But the thing is this price is completely just it just seems artificial and based on hype to me.
Yeah, it's just
and hype for what is my big question.
A modern legal set,
right?
Well, I mean, I guess the Great Henge so far in the ring, and you know, exclusivity of finding a special ring, that's possible.
Yeah.
Sean says, Jake, check DM. Give me just a second.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what's doing it, but to me, this just doesn't seem prudent price-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, Modern Masters is packed full of hits and playables. And so maybe this is going to be like Commander
skins. We'll probably get a lot of reskins of stuff.
Maybe this will be like Commander Masters Lite, and it'll have a ton of playable Commander cards in it. And so they're going to call it a modern set, so they can drop a card or 2 in there, and then sell the name.
Master set. Yeah.
But the thing is a modern master set is just chock full of good reprints, and this isn't a modern master set, but it's pricing like a modern master set. I don't know. This set is just weird to me.
This is from Sean, and Sean, thanks so much for sending this. Sean says, here's the deals I can get on Lord of the Rings. This is about as low as any non-Rudy can offer. Collector boosters, 340, drafts, 140, sets, 165, bundle, 45, a display, 190, jumpstart, 95, gift bundles, 70, and then the starter carton times 12 for 170. So, I mean, if we're just looking at that collector booster price, 340, low of 340. I mean, I don't know. We're going to see more cards get spoiled from it, and maybe we're going to get some sweet reskins or something that's going to make people really want to jump in on it. But I don't know. You're
talking reskins of cards that exist, like reprints.
Yeah, kind of like you see what they did with Great Henge, how they turned it into the party tree.
Yeah, but honestly, dude, my money would be on that's a one-off. My money would be on we ain't gonna see many reprints in here at all.
And you think it's just gonna be all new stuff then?
All new stuff. You're gonna see some. You're gonna see some stuff reskinned for sure, but it's not. That's not what the draw is gonna be. I don't think is gonna be reskinned hot shit reprints. That just doesn't track for me.
Lance says, I think reprints are mostly box toppers only. Blake wasn't even sure if there was any way.
Yeah,
it. Okay.
I thought I was remembering something that Blake said like that. But yeah, I think that this is completely based on two things. IP. It is a hot IP. People are passionate about this IP.
Right.
Chase, One Ring. That is it. I think that is the two things.
You think the chase
driving
is the serialized ring is like get a serialized ring, not the one of one, but any of them get a serialized something.
Right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be really hard to break out with a product like this because we just see so many singles race to the bottom. It's happening right now with March of the Machine, and so as more product comes out, as we see with every single set, this is one thing I want to continue re-emphasizing because we've said it before. And so for anybody who hasn't heard it, I have the textured foils, the price for all 5 of them, which are the 3 Eldrazi, Renin 6, and Liliana that came out of Double Masters 2022. And you can get all 5 of them for under $400 at this point. It's like super, super cheap. And the pre-sales for those early on, Renin 6 sold for like 600 plus. You saw like Kozilek's going for 300s, and all of that has just completely bottomed out. The textured foils, like people just didn't care. So then it was like they moved into this serialized thing. And I think like there's part of me, and I'm not trying to capitulate and I'm not trying to like spread FUD.
Everybody get your debit cards ready. Actionable advice coming.
But no, it feels like the balloon is like getting bigger and like more inflated, and it seems like they're just trying to pump as much as they can before it explodes. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting from WotC, because as the cards continue to race to the bottom, like I'm watching, like I said, my collection, I've seen it. I've seen like I have binders of cards. I have a binder of cards that's like $6,000 like a year ago that's worth like $4,500 now. So a lot of my collection, if that's a microcosm of my collection, and I'm able to look at that binder and say, okay, that has already lost this amount. I just don't know like how much more variance, like if there are seriously 70,000 serialized cards, then eventually, you know, most Magic players are going to end up finding a couple serialized cards themselves. And so, especially if you buy it a lot, if you're a returning customer, you've probably already pulled some serialized stuff.
Spectre made a good point here. WotC said this is not Modern Horizons 3, not near that power level. And Spike, a streamer, modern streamer, has also said modern players shouldn't be worried, and he consulted on it. So, you know, that even more to me, I'm just like, this is a hype price. Look at a booster box of Modern Horizons 2. Like, wouldn't you rather get this?
Right, and you know that cards in there are going to be strong. They've been tested and stuff.
Right.
Fat Palm has a really good comment here. Serialized Mana Crypt and Bound. Yeah, they haven't even done the serialized to like the big hits yet.
Right.
We haven't seen it on Sol Ring. We haven't seen it on the Fetch Lands. We haven't seen it on Shock Lands. We haven't seen it on Command Tower. We haven't seen it on all of our signets. We haven't seen it on all of our collection staples. We've seen it on Ragavan. We've seen it on Mox Amber. We've started to see it on some good stuff, but the big hits, Mana Crypt, we haven't even seen the serialized, like what's going to happen with the 1 of 500 Mana Crypt, or is Mana Crypt going to be a 1 of 100? You know, we don't even know what they're going to do with the big hits. So it's like, they're just like, you know, it's going to be a slow roll.
I'm trying to sit here and compare collector booster displays of, you know, Modern Horizons level power set versus what is a heavy reprint set here, like Dominaria Remaster collector booster displays. We were over 350. Yeah, we were in the 380 range, huh? Yeah, that was really high. And then under 300 by about... So by about release, we were right at 300, 291. And then
See,
in the
and you
last
could
three...
look at probably every collector box of this stuff.
Right.
And all of the charts are going to be similar.
Right.
And the reason is, and it's like, it's best to just not even bet against it. I mean, at this point, you should just...
Like, what's a crappy one? Streets
I
of
mean, a crappy
Nicopena?
one is like...
What's the crappiest set?
Theros Beyond Death.
Theros
is pretty
Beyond
crappy.
Death. There you go. 238.
But they do adjust. I mean, look at this one. If you
Yeah,
go,
look at that, man. It's the same looking chart.
Yeah, the chart is similar. It goes down, but it creeps back up when it's out of sight, out of mind, because now you have collectors that just, they want the unopened things. So it's like, you just have to, if you do buy one of these things, you have to be able to sit through and wait through it. I mean, this one's pretty rough.
$130 for a collector booster box of Crimson Vow.
What is the year on that? Yeah, look at, I mean, looks like penny stocks.
Woof. What happened, Crimson Vow? You thought vampires would be enough? It was not.
I mean, March of the Machine, I mean, that's getting around where I would pick up a March of the Machine. I really love March of the Machine.
Me too.
I think it's a great set. I think it's fun. It's all over the place.
I just had it up. Where'd it go?
Different variants.
The March of the Machine stuff has looked really, really sweet. Gotta say.
The Command Legends collector box, bro, those boxes got up to like 500s and 600s, and those have gone back down to 400.
This may be the sleeper right here. 220s for 12 March of the Machine Aftermath collector boosters. And we still don't know anything about that set. Like, what are they keeping?
Going less cards, I imagine it needs to be a stacked experience. So opening, 6 cards,
That's a guess, right?
That's a guess, especially if you're doing a product that is kind of a new step in a different direction. You would want it to be a good experience. So maybe one of the tinfoil hat time, maybe one of those slots in that pack is going to be specifically stacked, kind of like in Double Masters 2022.
It's gotta be, dude.
Slots to really pull something per pack.
That's a safe call, Jake. I think you're right. I think that this one traditional foil double-sided token, 4 of it rarity rare or higher, and 2 uncommons. So they're just chopping out all of the chaff crap. So I mean, I actually don't mind that, honestly. But 4 cards of rarity rare, yeah, dude. One of those slots has got to be some sort of multiversal legend special version reprint, serialized hover, scratch, and sniff bullshit that they're slotting into one of those slots.
I think so. That's what my bet would be. Is like when you got to the end of Double Masters, right? You had an etched slot, you had the full art slot, you had the two foils to like before that, and you had 4 chances. You essentially have 4 rares and or mythics that you can pull in one of those packs, and most of the time one of those slots was good. Sometimes all 4 of them were just firing on all cylinders, and that's a really fun pack to open.
Right.
But when the packs are super expensive like Double Masters, it's very hard to break even. If you're opening like a $69 pack or an $80 pack, I saw those as high as 100 at one point. When you're opening something like that, unless all 4 of those slots are firing, you're really not going to break even. Yeah, you might get like a Sensei's Top, and you might get a fun etched card, but most likely if you're opening that $69 pack or that $80 pack, you're getting $40 back, you're getting $30 back. It's like, yeah, thanks for playing, it was a great time, but it's very hard to break even on that experience, especially as so many variants and the prices rush to the ground. You're just better to go and buy the singles. It's a 50 card pool total, so if you ballpark it at 10 mythics, 25 rares, you're going to see a lot of repeated pulls. Yeah, so I mean, if there is a really good card in there, Sparks, then that would be good. I have 2 of these boxes unopened. I mean, look at that.
So your expected value of a booster box of Double Masters 22 right now is 233 market. Let's look at the booster boxes. This is a collector box.
Now these went through a huge adjustment because you have the
270 market, and the expected value is about 233. Yeah, dude, it's not there.
The textured foils. Look at the textured foils. If we go back to the collector one, can we go back to the collector one?
You want to look at the textured foils themselves?
No, I just want to look at the collector box chart.
Oh yeah.
Yearly. Okay, so when textured foils came out, these were super high because people were like, oh man, if I get lucky, I could pull a card that's like $600, $800 card.
Right.
But as we've seen, even the best one, which I believe is Ren and 6, has fallen to like 100. Yeah. So textured foil Ren and 6 is essentially 1/8 or like a 1/7 of its debut value.
Have you ever pulled a Ren and 6 that looks like this, Jake?
I have pulled one that looks like that behind a dockside extortionist, but I have not pulled the textured one. I am still someone who has never owned a Ren and 6 despite having pulled one. But you can see it. You can see, look at that FOMO into that textured up to 700s. And then you have the actual adjustment, and it looks like a penny stock that someone was pumping. They were like, we made our 50.
Let's go. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there.
Race to the bottom.
Yeah, man. Textured foils really, really hype. And then it did not happen. I said this card was going to be a $20 card. Oops. Oopsie. Hello.
I mean, even look at the etched Imperial Seal, right? I'm sure it's up there. $100. I mean,
sheesh.
How the money have fallen. Even as people were like, I like it at 150. It's like if you had waited. So whatever they decide to do, it's like until I see a product that doesn't do what every single other product has done, it's so hard for us to even talk about it because we've said the same thing so many times. But well, it's like right. Until one doesn't do this, I'm just going to assume it's going to happen with everything.
This chart, if it does the exact same thing as all the other charts, is going to be like this, and then the set release. Or it's going to go like this, and then the set release will be like right there. And then it's going to kind of go like this, and then it'll go like this. And then it'll be like this. And then it'll be like this. And then randomly in like 6 months, it'll go like this. And then it'll just kind of settle off right there. Like, did I just draw the chart that we saw 100 times?
I think that you need that last up needs to be like half as high as it went.
I see.
So I would do it
paint
right
erase sucks. Remember doing this as a kid?
No, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Anyway, to put a button on it, these Lord of the Rings collector booster boxes right now seem very hyped, and I don't really get where the hype is coming from right now. And I'm saying that incorrectly. I get where the hype is coming from. I don't agree that it should be drawing that much hype. We know this is going to be powered down. We know nobody's going to find that ring, or it's going to be most Palone.
Yeah, bro. I think there's like an extra $100 that are added onto this box because there's a chance at pulling a serialized 1 of 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Think that's kind of gross. And for anybody to think that they're going to stand a chance of pulling that card,
right?
I think is just delusional. Yes, the chance theoretically exists, but this is honestly a good segue into the next segment that we should probably talk about on this stream, Joel, which is we should talk about the Pokemon thing.
Yeah, I want to hear. Let's swap back to this.
Sure.
All right, that should be some workable cut for you. I want to take a real quick bio. Chat, sure. I need your help here. Has anybody watched like a killer video on the Pokemon scandal that's like 5 to 10 minutes long, just to kind of like catch us up that Jake and I can react to? We've both read a bunch of articles, seen a bunch of stuff on it, but if you know some Pokemon creator or just somebody that makes really good videos that sort of succinctly explain.
I bet Leon Hart did something on it.
I bet he does. BRB.
Kenobi did a good recap. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, Rattle has the best, but it's long. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to save that for myself, because I like how Rattle breaks things down sometimes. Bobby, the TLDR on the Pokemon thing is a bunch of the most high value hollows wound up in bulk with a seller trying to offload just absolute stacks of very high value holographics, which is leading people to believe these cards never stood a chance of making it into packs to begin with. And so what I was thinking when I was watching this was, I was like, God, if you're buying into something and the chance doesn't even exist, that's like, I mean, it's just terrible for that community. Kenobi's video is about 10 minutes. So Kenobi covered it, Joel.
Okay.
Also Rattle Pokemon covered it.
What's that? What'd you say?
Oh, never mind. It went away. The music was very loud and now it's gone.
Oh, yeah. I swapped to sharing my sound so we could watch this video together.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
All right. So just you tell me when you want to.
Yeah, I'm ready. We can talk about it. Rattles, apparently the video is very good, but it's long. So we can watch this one where he covers it. He is super well versed in Pokemon. As a Pokemon collector, he's going to know more about it than Kenobi knows. But it's going to be a longer video.
It's fine.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's time. We're going to talk about the Reddit post that was a Facebook post that was I guess a message in a group chat. Here we go. We're going to show the actual details. There is so much missing.
Did he just say the Reddit post that was a Reddit post that was a Discord chat that was a Facebook post?
Something like that, yeah.
Sheesh. Let me turn this off so we can actually watch this video. Yeah, there we go.
Well, you know how this stuff spreads. It spreads like wildfire.
Dude. Oh, yeah, dude.
Misinformation about this floating around. It's painful. It's absolutely painful. So we're going to clear up as much as possible. This is an ongoing investigation, probably by the private eyes, and also on a side by myself. I'm going to be looking into some of the details that are missing, potentially some of the other stuff that hasn't been solved yet. This is shut and closed and whatever you want to call it case in this instance. So we're going to go through the details here. Starting off, people seem to think this was a recent event that took place, but it's not. This all took place at the end of 2021 and early 2022. I know, surprising.
It was a sale, right? It was a sale, recently attempted sale, that really brought this into the forefront, is my understanding of it. Is somebody showed up with all of this, and they were like, wait, how did you get all this?
So, chat, this would be like the equivalent of somebody showing up with like all of the like Masterpiece foil Ragavans and all of the most notable cards from the newest
If somebody showed up
set
with 1 through 500 of a serialized card all at once.
It's kind of like that vibe. These are the chase hits in the products that people care about. Now, granted, there's other cards that are in these formats and these styles that would have made it to the line, but what they're talking about here is essentially like these cards never made it to the packs. Somebody had been taking them and making sure that they went home with them, and so the people who are buying the packs never even stood a chance of pulling these cards.
Photo here before we continue. If you can't tell here, this is Fusion Strike hits, the big boy mega hits, and you can see the white boxes here. which are used by the actual print facility. This is 100%. You don't even have to guess that this kind of thing, this came from a print facility. There's no one that opened this much product in order to get this many hits out of them. Even if they stole 1 billion packs, the amount of time it would take you to take all of these hits out. Yes, those are Alt-Art Gengars, Alt-Art Mew VMAXs. We got the Intellions, we got the Espeons here. So
so just like confirmed, those are, that seems so damning to me. He's talking about these boxes here, just from a shipping facility. So this person or people were just like pulling these off the line and dropping them into a box on the side.
And then imagine taking this into an LGS where people who are well versed in the rarity of these,
right,
thinking that those people are just gonna, oh, what do you have?
One big
bring
sale.
it on in. Let's take a look at it.
Right.
Oh, I don't know how you found all of these. You must be really freaking lucky.
So
Let's get you paid up.
they, like most of us, sell their cards to Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but that's the vibe, right? Is like these people think, oh, well, we can just go into a local game store, and they're just not going to even think about the frequency of or the sheer volume that would need to be open.
It's so
We're looking
stupid.
at hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product here, I imagine, to get this many of these hits, possibly
Bro,
even
like
millions
maybe
of
more
dollars of product.
Seriously.
So, yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
you're going to be relieved to hear that these specific cards in the photo shown were seized by the Pokemon Company already. I would imagine that they just disposed of them. That's probably what should be done. This is, yes, it's very reminiscent of the Gold Star Dogs with Card House EU, where he had binders and binders of those things, and it crushed the value, and it still has kind of crushed the value for that set and for those cards. And it's not good. It's definitely not good. And again,
Adam,
we always have to talk about.
Respond to your message. We're trying to watch a video here. Have a good rest of your night.
But the fact that the person that did this is definitely out of job, and they will be extremely lucky if there isn't some sort of legal action taken by the Pokemon Company for them taking this. So that's what we're going to start off with here. This is like time and time again. I'm not sure how the actual value or amount of the cards really matters, but the moral of the story is, as always, don't steal from work. And like every time they do, it seems like it's the same song and dance where they try to unload too much at once. Yeah, go figure.
Well, let's pause it for a second and let's talk about this, because I mean, that is a succinct way to say it, is don't steal from work, and if and in the world where you do, don't unload this much at once. But this, Bobby Z, he has a really good point. He says they should just randomly insert them into packs. Yeah, I mean, think about all of the people who bought this product thinking they're going to find this. If it's this sheer amount of volume of these cards have been taken away from the packs, then yeah, they need to be like maybe sent back out. I mean, unless it's something more nefarious where they're trying to create more scarcity to keep the price of these cards propped up by taking a ton of them out of circulation and just destroying them. I mean, it sucks that they're destroyed, but all of the people who bought these packs trying to find them, they just lost out on whatever percentage less there were in circulation because of some asshats back at the factory that are stealing the cards.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to describe it, but it
that's
feels
what I was gonna
bad
say.
that they're just destroying them, right?
Well, I mean, when people say things like that in this world, it makes you immediately go, oh, well, if they're going to do that, the ones that are going to exist are going to get even more expensive. And look, we don't know anything about Pokemon. We're learning about this as we're streaming this and just sort of commenting on how it plays out across other TCGs when this kind of stuff happens. And look at this spike right here. Like, unless there's some major Pokemon tournament and for some reason this exact Gengar VMAX alternate art secret fusion holo foil like broke out and you need this copy, we're going from 150s to 180s very quickly around the time of this breaking news, which here, we're learning is not like breaking news from Rattle. He said this has been going on a long time, just got this recent sale that has sort of come to light. And so Quantum, is asking, did they take them from packs or did they just print and cut a bunch of the rarest sheets? I'm assuming that these are taken from somewhere in the production line, because these look machine cut, right? Like, look at these stacks.
Oh yeah, 100%. These aren't.
So this is like somewhere in between the sheet getting cut and them getting sorted into booster packs. Somebody's just going whip and pulling that right out of the line. Is what it seems like to me.
I mean, yeah.
Let's keep going.
Definitely.
As usual, with the stolen cards, a private investigator shows up and they track down the leak. So whether or not the leak is the person that sold them in this instance or that was looking to sell them in this instance, turns out it was actually not them. But it's not hard to follow the trail back. If there were transactions that were made, if you sold somebody these cards, if there's shipping information, etc., it all leads back to the original perp, the person that was stealing from work. And like,
that's a huge piece of this for me, is like, what morons. There are so many ways to do this, and I'm not saying that you should, but I'm saying if you had all of these sitting at your house, there are way better ways to do this than take all of them at once to a store, even if it's at a trade show.
Yeah, Bobby, exactly. People just, there were no cards out there for people to find because the massive volume was taken out beforehand.
If you think somehow that they're not going to be able to figure out like who took just insane amount of cards from work, you got another thing coming. Congratulations, you ruined your life. Potential criminal record and legal battle with the Pokemon Company, which I don't wish on anyone. I get a lot of fake threats for lawsuits, etc.
Again, I don't mean to do this, but if Pokemon for some reason knew about this, and they were trying to cover it up, and they knowingly sold the packs knowing that this few less cards were in them of notable cards that people wanted to pull, that's like class action lawsuit type stuff where people are getting something and they're buying something.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was
what was intended to be in it.
Yeah, but the plausible deniability is there, and they've got a fall person, and so there's no 100%. Way that a class action is going to get off the ground in this case.
Exactly, one person is gonna take the fall for this, or people, or a small group, or whoever was involved,
and that'll be it. They'll say sorry, and that'll be it.
But yeah, there has to be some insane quality control in the future to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because if people are buying packs, dude, if I knew that I was buying MTG cards and my serialized cards weren't going to be in there, like say the number ones and the 69s and the 420s and like those ones weren't showing up in the packs, I would be so fucking upset, dude. I would be like, well, what is the point of us even buying this shit if we can't even pull the hits if somebody else is just taking them?
Right. It's the point of doing it over
to get this under
singles.
Control.
But even I know not to even put my wiener anywhere near something that would upset Daddy Pokemon, because Nintendo, Pokemon, they will absolutely pump you.
They will destroy you.
Example.
That's a really good point, dude. Of all the companies that I would want to cross, Pokemon Company is not it. Pokemon Company will crush you with an infinite amount of Pikachus. You are dead if Pokemon Company senses that you are trying to infringe their IP.
Spark says, if I recall correctly, the pull rates in Fusion Strike were said to be abysmal, and this is why. Yeah, I mean, exactly. If there's that few less that ever made it into the packs, I mean, we're talking about like people that were on a fool's errand, like worse than going after the 1/1 serialized ring. Hey.
I'm laughing about your cat, dude. Your cat's losing its mind right now.
She's just annoyed that Annie's gone, so she's screaming at the door. It's insane.
That's like, so funny, man. Your cat was just like, this stream started off bullshit.
All right, I'm done talking. We can watch more of this.
All right, let's get back to it. Hey, reminder, we've probably got about 30-40 minutes left in the stream, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes left in the stream. We are going to do the patron giveaway at the end. If somebody could go and ping the patrons in the Discord and let them know that's going to happen live if they want to see it. They can also watch it after the fact. And if you want to get included in that, join the Patreon. Lots of benefits over there. Commander League, win prizes, sponsored by Dragon Shield, the whole thing. Go check it out. Here we go.
Yes, it's It's probably something that needs to be done and needs to be publicly displayed because it's getting very out of hand. I guess during the pandemic it was a little bit worse. We did the like celebration stuff, Shining Fates, etc., where people were just stealing from the factory. And regardless of whether you steal a couple cards or whether you steal this gigantic amount here, don't do it, for the love of God. All right. So people, this is absolutely painful. People want to assume that they didn't pull good cards from Fusion Strike for this reason. Guys, these cards didn't end up in packs. They were probably nowhere close to even being in packs. We can take a look at the footage that I have in a video that I put out recently, modern footage. If you haven't watched my video with the modern footage of Pokemon cards being made, you're going to want to check that out. I'll put a link down below, and we'll put a link up above here. You can click on that, watch that after this video. It's super interesting if you haven't seen it. It's weird that it came out and it was kind of under the radar. No, the 12 packs of Fusion Strike that you opened weren't bad because of this. We'll take a look here. So this is how the cards are seated in. So odds are somebody didn't like run up off the floor here and steal them straight off the line.
Watch rattle.
Yeah, dude. YouTube react and deception right here. We are reacting to him reacting to himself. Let's go.
Love it.
You can see here that there's certain cards seated in. It'll be different rarities so that the packs.
This is cool though. I've never seen
the automated system here is going to put your commons where they should be, the uncommons where they should be, rares, regular rares, holos, your hits, etc. So all of it is pre-seeded, and the stuff is printed off. It's put in a box prior to that, and then they load these up. Like they'll manually put them in here in these trays, these feeders, whatever you want to call them, and that's how it works. So no, somebody didn't run up and right in front of everyone and just like steal these off the line. That's not how it happened. They were printed in advance. The hits are all printed on the same sheet because they have the texture on them. So whether or not they have like quality control samples where some of these hits might have been pulled off the line. So it probably, if I had to guess, would have come from something like that, and not just like somebody running up there and putting as many as possible in their pockets. You can see here some of the boxes look very similar to what was shown.
That's the only way that it would make sense to me, dude, because honestly, I was picturing I Love Lucy, that scene where the chocolates are getting too fast on the conveyor belt and they just start eating them and putting them in their hats when they're trying to like get them off the conveyor belt. And sure. I was trying to picture somebody like reaching in and just grabbing certain MTG cards off of a production line in a warehouse. And I was just like, this doesn't make any GD sense in my brain at all. This makes way more sense because also you got to think, how many actions of stealing is one person going to take in one day? And you look at that initial, like all these cards here, this is a ton of pulls. If you're going card by card, where do you hide these? How do you even pull this off? And so it makes way more sense to me that it was a QC thing and Quality had these boxes and they get archived and then they get destroyed afterward. And they were just being like, check, it got destroyed, check, it got sent out to the shredder, and then they just put them in their trunk. That is the only way that it makes sense for them to get like 1,000 cards all at once.
They did all of the things on paper, but when it got to the destroy phase of the cards, they were like, how are they ever going to know? And they just put them in the trunk of their car.
Right, exactly.
And then they didn't realize that the community of people and the game stores that have the wherewithal to know the frequency at which these appear when you're opening packs organically, that's when the eyebrows were raised because people were like, how the shit do you have this many of this?
Right.
And barely of okay, got it. I see now.
Original post. So that's what I thought. So yeah, definitely check this video out if you haven't seen it. It kind of also dispels the fact that like people are saying that like there's more or less hits.
Definitely check this video out if you haven't seen it, y'all. Also, definitely check this video out if you want to watch it without us talking on it. And then if you're watching this video, thank you for checking it out. I was just trying to lean into the Inception thing, you know?
No, I thought that was good. That's a good way to describe what's happening right now.
The thing with like the god boxes and stuff like that, if someone puts the wrong cards in one of these feeders, yes, it's gonna mess it up. So maybe with the Fusion Strike god boxes that we got in Canada at one point in time, maybe in the rare slot or in the hollow slot or something like that, they accidentally put like the big hits. Probably something like that. Something as simple as that, where they messed up. Maybe they put the wrong sheet on here that indicates what you should be putting into the feeder. Who knows? Something like that though. That's how it happened. That's why you get good or bad products. The Lost Origin example where it was like all trainer gallery, probably also just an error, human error, something like that, where they put the wrong cards in the wrong spots.
If they wanted to do this right with this volume of cards, if they wanted to be able to sell them off, the way to have done it would have been to go to a convention and go to multiple sellers with a reasonable amount of each.
Multiple conventions, multiple sellers at multiple conventions.
Yeah, you would go to conventions and you would hit up each seller with maybe 3 or 4 copies of each card. That way you look like an absolute junkie who never stops opening product, but you're actually able to sell them.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Hey, real quick side note. Thank you to Moki, Ayala, and Thaco Bell for joining the Patreon. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, sweet.
Right here at the end of the stream, we are going to give away 4 TCG player gift cards, $40 gift cards, 1 to 4 different people of our patrons. If you want to get included in that and get a lot of other perks, go join the Patreon. Just drop the link there in chat that you can go check it out. See if it's for you.
Yeah, Bean Pod, exactly. Open a TCG storefront, sell a couple at a time. Right.
Hey, I mean, honestly, right? Guaranteed sales somehow. I mean, but with that, you don't want to be subject to prices going up and down unless you can confirm that they're only going to go up. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Trickle them out. I would want to do them in chunks if this was me being a criminal, but I don't think that I would want to do them in that big of a chunk. That wouldn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But yeah. So now that we got that out of the way, now that we know a little bit more about how the cards are seeded, etc. Yes, mistakes can happen. No, the Pokemon Company isn't like trying to dupe you. No, this person didn't steal directly from the people that were opening packs. I would say that these were either extras or even if they have them all set aside, they probably just stole like the boxes. You see the white boxes here, which.
So to your point, Jake, of like, is this affecting pull rates? He's positing that it didn't affect pull rates because these were just extra in the first place. These were literally pulls that were accounted for quality control.
Maybe,
and they were never going to see the light of day anyway.
It's really impossible to know, but it is a massive amount of cards. So yeah, maybe they were just like, oh, this is a bad batch. Put them in the boxes. We'll get to them at some point. They sat on a shelf for a long time, and then someone who was supposed to destroy them didn't.
Right.
Maybe. Or maybe they were, over time taken, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just probably just the ones that are used to either send off the
this
the
is a lot of quality control, LP, I will say.
To hold the cards
You're right.
All unsleeved. But yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, right? Okay, so
here, pause it for a second, because you know how sometimes when Wizards of the Coast, let's go back to Battle for Zendikar for a second, when they started the expeditions.
Yeah.
Some of those expeditions came out of packs, and they had a little light ring on the back of the card where it looked like, like where the card was like pushed down or something. There was like just kind of like a smudge on the back of some of those cards.
No, I remember.
A little bit of damage. And then some of them had really, really ratty corners and stuff. So there is, a bulk of those cards, because if you contacted Wizards of the Coast when you were opening Battle for Zendikar packs and you said, hey, I opened one and it looks like crap, you need to send me a new one, you could send in an expedition to them and they would send you that expedition back, a new one.
Right.
So in theory, the card that you sent them would get destroyed, and then they send you a new copy. So if Wizards of the Coast has a bunch of cards waiting in the wings, it would make sense for them if they're like, okay, we know that our players are going to complain. We know that people are going to be upset if they don't get a good one. We need to have X amount of each, let's say, 5,000 copies of each of these cards that we have, that eventually, once the window of time that we're going to replace ends, then we'll go ahead and just trash these and throw them away.
Nah, dude,
So
we'll go
maybe
ahead and put them in a warehouse and discover them later as a special promo.
Right, but I mean, you know, if they were doing that, that means that Wizards of the Coast would have had extra copies of the cards. So maybe this is something like that. These are cards that would have been used to replace damaged copies. I don't collect Pokemon, so I don't know if they have a damaged product replacement policy. Imagine if you open something straight out of a pack and it looks like shit, you should be able to contact them and get it replaced.
You would think so.
But, yeah.
As I mentioned, I think I mentioned it. Not sure why or how they thought it was a good idea to sell in these quantities. But again, criminals are dumb and desperate. You have to be pretty desperate and stupid to steal from work. So it's not really a surprise when you see them trying to just dump it all at once. And then they're going to leave it in massive trail. If you sold it to someone else, that person's probably going to feel some legal pressure or threats from the Pokemon company, and they're going to rat you out down the chain back to the original person that stole them. No, if you cooperate with them, you're not going to be in that much trouble. If you purchase the stuff, you might be out some money, which would suck really bad. Don't, guys, for the love of God, I see so many people that are like, oh, I would love to buy a handful of those. No, don't buy stolen stuff. This is all stuff that will probably be seized, even if you did purchase it. And whether or not you get your money back is a different story. Don't purchase stolen goods. You don't have to. It's going to be all right, guys. So now the image. Where did the image come from? The image was shared in a group chat by the store owner. Another store owner that was in that group chat posted it on Facebook. It had been removed, but someone saved the image and from there and made a Reddit thread about it. So that's the Reddit thread that we have here by Guava Wave. Pretty awesome. All right. Now, I did talk to the person that posted the image on Facebook, and this is what they said. I actually didn't know there was any investigation going on, which is why I shared the photo. I don't think they purchased the cards from the thief, but it's sort of a gray area. I do believe Pokemon has seized the cards from the seller or TCW being the store that they try to sell them to. From what we were told by TCW, there's a chance that shops in Dallas knew that the thief was there locally and waited for them to show up, but I've been told that's maybe 1/4 of what was stolen. So possibly up to 20,000 cards. Then you have to wonder, how long has TPCI known they were stolen? How Pokemon going to reimburse everyone? So they don't necessarily need to reimburse everyone because I don't think it impacted the actual pull rates or the hits that were within the packs.
Yeah, so that's what Rattle said.
I don't necessarily agree with him. Yeah. I don't think he knows conclusively that is true.
Yeah, I don't think any of us know anything about this is conclusive, but his suggestion, his hypothesis is that these were some sort of, like you said, archival pull or quality control pull or something. And it is strange to me that this many big hits would be pulled out for just quality control. Maybe for archival purposes, like you're saying. Maybe they're just like, we have to have a few thousand of each of these cards.
I mean, that store doesn't have the money to even purchase all those.
Probably not.
I bet all of the local game stores in that state don't have the money to purchase all of those cards at 200 or 300 a card right there. I mean, 20,000 cards at 300 a card. I mean,
that's higher than I can count.
Exactly, dude. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it is very weird. It is very annoying. And yeah, if I were anybody who opened that product in mass, I would be impassioned right now. I do think that you got to consider both sides. You know, what he's saying is that they never made it to PAX.
Right.
And the other side is these could have been part of inventory that were supposed to go in PAX, you know? So it's just a messy situation. That's kind of the vibe.
I liked this question about how long have they known, because, you know, if it does affect thing for the customer, would they have known if the morons hadn't tried to go and sell them all at one time? Or would it have been something that just brushed under the rug? Because if they were archival pulls or quality control pulls, and they were to be destroyed partially, you know, maybe there's a justification of no paper trail there, but just knowing how these corporate mindsets work, man. It's very unlikely that there was no awareness of like these not arriving somewhere. They were supposed to arrive.
Yeah. If each of those cards is worth $200, it's $4 million worth of cards. So, yeah, pretty much out of anybody's like just pocket change to pick up some singles at the LGS. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they really had no idea what they had. They were like, I'll just take these boxes and whatever, they need to be destroyed, but who says they need to be destroyed? I'll destroy them at my house. You know, like,
I mean, it makes for a very good Netflix movie, right? Like, we work in quality control at a TCG factory, and the whole pitch to his best friend who he's trying to involve is they're just going to get destroyed. Nobody's going to see them ever.
This is a great idea for a movie because you get all of the card game nerds in there being like, oh, stoner buddy
and
comedy.
That's even if we take into consideration that maybe these weren't like the samples or the what do you want to call it, quality control pulls, periodic pulls for quality control or something else. If they like ran out of hits and they didn't have any to feed into there, they would have had to print more. And they probably have an excess of each of these quantities, and if they ran out of one hit, they're not going to just keep pumping cards through without hits in it. At least they shouldn't. So we gotta take a step back here, guys. Your Fusion Strike packs, they're tough. All the early Sword and Shield stuff is tough. You probably have to open like every third box. You might get one of these alt arts. They're hard to pull. They're just hard to pull. The same with Evolving Skies, everything else.
This is what it sounds like.
So Fusion Strike came out 2021.
Okay.
So this is like,
it's interesting hearing him talking about
an art card game.
He's talking about Pokemon sets so casually, and I have no idea what he's saying. This is what it feels like when we're talking about MTG in front of people who don't know anything about MTG.
Oh, 100%.
I'm getting that experience right now. It's wild.
They're hard to pull cards. That's what it comes down to. 1 in 6 packs. You don't have trainer gallery here. There's no training wheels. There's no trainer gallery training wheels. So it's tough. It's tough to pull good cards from these sets. Fusion.
I like that. Describing a booster product that's got like fetch lands in it. I'm just gonna kind of make a leap here and assume that trainer cards or whatever are hot shit pulls, and they'll seed them into sets that they really want to move. I like referring to like fetch lands as training wheels on a booster product. That's a pretty fun term.
Strike is also massive.
Says this is why MTG has accelerated production to reduce initial proxy power or potential loss.
That's why MTG has accelerated production to reduce initial proxy power or potential loss. But you got to explain that a little bit. I don't understand what that means. Sounds interesting though.
So there's that. All right, so the info from the store that is featured in the photo here. I believe these are the two people that work at the store. I did speak to them as well. Well, I get to talk to everyone.
What was
Thank you very much.
That video? Send us a link to, or let us know where we can find that video, because we should listen to Pokemon's statement or see what they had to say.
Big shout out to Rattle Pokemon. Thank you for that video there, y'all. If you are interested in Pokemon and whatever Rattle covers over that, make sure you over on his channel. Make sure you go check that out.
It's Team Rocket, but fighting for good, so it's like a weird kind of vibe over there.
I like it. Oh, this one is one day ago. Said confirmed Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies theft did not affect your pull rates.
Okay, so that's the Pokemon statement. So let's just click on that and see what that has to say.
This is the statement.
Hey guys, welcome back. I know what you're saying. We were just talking about this, but there are updates already. We pretty much know everything at this point, or after you watch this video, you will pretty much know everything at this point about the stolen hits, both the Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies images that surfaced. I didn't plan on making a video today since we have a Moonbryon stream tonight, but this is some pretty important stuff.
Moonbryon stream. I want to know if that's Foil Quest but Rattle Pokemon style.
This is some pretty breaking news, and we have to at least attempt to quench the nonsense rumors that are spreading worse than ever. So if you haven't watched the last video, I suggest you do so. I'll put a link to that down below.
We watched most of it.
Along with a link to the how Pokemon cards are made kind of recent video. I'll put up top here, there should be a clickable thing as well. But if it's not there, I forgot or it's broken, and you'll have to go down in the description. So first image here, we have the Table of Doom. As we mentioned in the previous video,
Table of Doom.
All of these cards were seized. No, this so people are, I think they're concerned for the wrong reason, and they're concerned that these were taken out of packs. I speculated, and I showed some pretty solid evidence indicating the fact that it's almost impossible for these to be stolen at the point where they're being put into packs and no one to realize it, because of the way that the cards are seeded. And there's even more evidence, guys. So,
hey, Brody,
you know what?
Moonbreon is a quest where they try to pull a $600 Moonbreon. Got it.
Oh, nice, dude.
So it's kind of like a foil quest for a specific card.
It is Rattle Foil Quest. We got to go over there.
It's if you're trying to pull exactly a specific serialized card. Yeah. So we've done that with the Mono Liliana. So, got it.
That's very cool. Hey, Kyle Cannon and Terry Costa, thank you for joining our Patreon. That's 4 new patron members tonight. If we get a 5th new one, you're all entered in the giveaway, and we'll give away a pack of Dragon Shields. I got them right there. Boom. Let's make it a nice even 5. Go join the Patreon if you want some cool perks.
All right, let's find his moment here.
I like to think that I'm always right.
Sorry, a special moment where?
We just want to find where Pokemon talks about. Here's the statement. Here we go.
Kind of reassures that they same thing. So a lot of people were surprised when this video surfaced, but this is more of just the same. This isn't like a separate incident or anything like that. These are all related to the same criminal who decided he was going to steal from work. And it's weird. All the people that are like always arguing that stuff isn't stolen, even they weren't arguing, at least to my knowledge, that any of this stuff, they knew it was stolen. There's no way you could physically pull that many
Look at all those.
UV maxes from packs, no matter what. So we knew that from the get-go. Pokemon World put out a statement. This was released shortly after I recorded my video, but it just kind of reassures that they were assisting with the investigation, that they never purchased the cards, etc. So maybe we'll come back and read this through at the end of the video, but I want to cover the more important stuff first.
Okay.
Reviewed picks from the seller advised they were fake or stolen. Realizing the amount of packs would be required to obtain the quantity, it seemed clear that one or the other was true. I'm going down through the bottom.
Sure.
Critical contribution to the recovery with largest return of stolen property to date. Asked to keep this information confidential while the investigation was underway. So this is mostly just to clear trading card world of any wrongdoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very interesting, you know, because a thing like this, it spreads into other games, right? And everybody's going, oh, well, how widespread is this? How easy is this to do? Is this going to spawn copycats? Should I be worried about the next couple of sets of all our favorite TCGs?
Well, this is kind of like how I was talking about the One Ring and how I was speculating that Star City Games was going to find it. You know, It's like, and I'm not at all trying to draw a correlation between what happened there at Pokemon and what's going to happen in MTG. I'm just saying that, you know, I think that where the hits go, something like this card, they're going to know where it is. That's what my gut tells me, is it's not going to be something random that someone's able to find. That isn't financial advice. That is speculation. That's what my gut tells me. I don't think any random person is going to be able to find this. I think it's going to be a high profile, either a big store or some sort of MTG celebrity.
Right. Yeah, I think so. We will see. The Pokemon.
And they do need to have a camera set up at these facilities, right? Exactly, Matt. Like, if you have $4 million worth of shit to be destroyed, in theory, sitting in a couple 2-row boxes, in like the back room, wouldn't it behoove you to have a camera 24 hours a day in that room, or like a pad on the door? Hey, I need to go into the $4 million card room. oh yeah, well, you need dual access for that. Someone should know if someone's going in to, take all of the high value cards or be near all of the high value cards. It just seems like how the hell did they do it?
Shout out to Rattle Pokemon. Thank you for explaining the Pokemon scandal.
Fun channel there. Good investigative journalism going on over there.
All right, so we got 2 things to do.
Yeah, exactly. The McDonald's monopoly scandal, where it was like, yeah.
Big shout out to Joshua Sly. Joshua Sly joining the Patreon, becoming our 5th new patron of the night. Hashtag
Nice.
Patreon thanks is going to enter you to win a pack of Lagoon matte dual sleeves. These are a bluish color, kind of a more blue-green. Matte duals are black on the inside so that your cards really pop. Big fan of these matte dual sleeves. Hashtag Patreon thanks. Make sure you spell it exactly like I did, the correct way with no Z there, Matt C. And,
I'm going to do a quick bio.
Yeah, you do that, and then we'll do the patron giveaway. Let me add these names to our list here. Mochi, thank you again. Taco Bell, thank you again. Kyle Cannon. Terry Costa. And Joshua Sly. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all are really helping us work toward our dream of doing this full time as our full-time jobs. Making videos for the internet. Being live to hang out with you homies. That is our goal. Just dropped a poll there for everybody who's watching tonight. I want your honest opinion. The poll is completely anonymous, so just give me your honest opinion on that. Would you watch us stream video games on a different channel? I want honest takes here. Only honesty. Not gonna know if you said no, but feel in your head, feel in your soul. What is my truth here? Would I? Or I just only like those guys for MTG. And that's fine. What do you mean if it's casual? Yes, Corey. Josh Sly, Terry Costa, Kyle Cannon, Taco Bell, and Mochi Ayala. Mochi Ayala. Ayaya. Mochi Ayaya. That's completely fine, Clay. Oh, chilling like this? Yeah, man. I mean, we're casual, man. We're not sweats. We try to pretend to be sweats. Yeah, type of game. And I understand there's a lot of caveats, right? What the game is. Darren Lincourt calling me out. I personally really like strategy games, but I don't ever have any time to play them. So if I could get that going, I would greatly appreciate that. Retro games, though? Yeah. Newer, older. Hashtag Patreon thanks is going to enter you to win these sleeves real fast, and then we're going to run this double giveaway.
Sorry, all the pizza got left out, so I had to put it away.
Patreon, thanks. Okay, so TKC351, you're going home with the Dragon Shields tonight. Make sure that you DM me on Discord. Jump into Discord, DM me, say, I am TKC351 from YouTube, and I won the Lagoon Matte Dual Sleeves, and this is my United States shipping address. And if you don't have a United States shipping address, we will send you the value of the sleeves via PayPal. Let's swap over. All right, random.org.
Honestly, I just like listening to you both chat about whatever. Hey, well, that's nice.
That's fair.
Thank you.
All of our patrons are on here. Y'all are crazy, by the way. There are so many of you helping us out, trying to help us make this into a full-time thing, supporting our efforts over here. So you are always much appreciated. I'm going to click through this so that you can see. Can I go?
If you have enjoyed the stream, go ahead and subscribe and come check out a stream on Monday or Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you're just now getting here, there will be more streams in the future. And then we have some fun, spicy story form videos that are going to be coming out in the next few weeks. We have one that's coming out just this next week, and it's going to be way different than some of the normal stuff that we do. And that's kind of the focus with our channel. Like where we're going is we're really trying to tell some of MTG's best stories. So if that's something that you're interested in, kind of like documentary style stuff, then definitely subscribe and catch some of our more meaningful long form stuff in the future.
All right, so that is everyone. Let me make sure nobody last minute joined us here. I think we're good on that front. Oh yeah, we are good. I've got everybody in here. Jake, we roll a D6, and that's how many times we are going to...
I'll do you one better. Oh. I will roll you a D30 because that's all that I have.
God,
on my...
dude. If it's above 20,
oh, wait,
I'm
no, I do have
20.
I have my other dice here. We're good.
Jesus, thank you. I thought I was going to have to click 28 times.
All right, here we go. We're rolling a D6, just like you asked. It's a 4.
It is a 4. We're going to randomize this 4 times, and then the top 2 and the bottom 2 are going to be our winners.
Cookery, if you will.
Cookery, if you will. We've randomized it 3 times. 4th time, top 2, bottom 2. Devin Jensen, Jeff Ernst, and... Keith Morgan and Rory Powers. Rory Powers, Keith Morgan, Devin Jensen, and Jeff Ernst, or Joff. Thank you very much. I will confirm your emails with you. You don't have to take any action. I'll confirm your emails with you, and we will get you these gift cards. Whoa.
Or Cards Against Humanity stream. All right, so that was for the past 2 months, right?
What?
Joel?
What was for the past 2 months? Oh, yeah. That catches us up.
Okay,
March
good.
And April. We'll have another one in like 10 or 15 days for May.
Okay, good. All right, sweet. So some people are going to have $40 off their next MTG purchase. That's great. Congrats to those people that won, and thank you to the new patrons for joining. But the giveaways, that's not the main appeal. There is a huge Discord community. There is Commander League where you can play Commander under different stipulations each month. It's all proxy friendly, so if that's something that you think you would be interested in, if you want to come hang out with people, play Commander over Spell Table, we have a really friendly group. We honestly have such an amazing community of nice people. I kind of thought when we first started this thing like we were going to get a lot of trolls. That just isn't really the case. So it's really nice to have good people that want to spend their time here because, you know, time is finite, and so it means a lot that people want to spend it with us. So thank you.
Everybody, really appreciate y'all's patience with the tech difficulties. I'm going to figure my shit out one day, and then I'll be a real boy. But until then, appreciate y'all being patient with us when things like this happen. Sorry that the actual content tonight was low, but, you know, what can you do? What can you do?
We talked a little bit about the ring. We talked about Commander Masters a little bit. Our Commander Masters info is very limited right now. We know that it's probably going to be a bigger set because of the number on Jewel Lotus. Lance brought that up earlier in the stream.
Yeah.
But we're still waiting to see some of the hits from that set and see what kind of big cards are going to be printed in it. the TLDR of Lord of the Rings is we kind of feel like the price is a little bit overhyped, probably because of the serialized one of one ring. But anybody who's chasing the serialized one of one ring, I mean, you're essentially just throwing money into a fire. You're either going to find it and get lucky in a pack, or it's just not going to, or, you know, you're never going to see it, like most of us. So, yeah, that's kind of like where we ended. And then we talked a little bit about Pokemon and the huge scandal that happened over there, which we just got done with. Did you get anything you really liked in Halo, Jake or Joel?
Did you get anything you really liked in Halo?
No Halo pull for me. I am gonna get a March of the Machine collector box because I really like the set and there's some variants that I want from it. But I'm gonna wait to see if I can find the box for, you know, sub 200, and I'm just gonna be kind of patient.
I'm gonna do like I always do and order singles 4 months after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, we have some channel boxes as well from previous sets, and like I said, with my complete edition bundles, I kind of missed the hype wave of opening Phyrexia because I was actually in Europe when those got shipped. By the time I got back, everybody was talking about March of the Machine, that I was like, well, no one's even gonna care if I pull if I post my oil slick pulls. Everybody's moved on from it, and so I was like, well, that product will just sit in a box, I guess. You know, maybe I open it. We'll see. I bought 2 Halo Squeeze. Nice. Halo Skittles. Joel, did you see Skithrix is already going down in price, having some big adjustments?
Not shocking.
Yeah, it's already at like 15, like less than 15. So
hashtag not shocking.
For the copy that you like, the Icker treatment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Homies, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll wrap this one up. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. If you did enjoy the stream, hit like and subscribe. Come catch one in the future. Otherwise, we post videos weekly, multiple videos a week. So if you want to come check out one of those, they will be coming out in the future.
Reaper, proxy friendly means that you can proxy your cards. You see how there's a line above Rona Herald of Invasion's name? That's because it's a piece of paper that I printed out, cut into a rectangle, and glue stick to a card. And then I proceeded to kind of whoop everybody's ass with this card on Monday, but I didn't win a game.
Yeah, Jeremy, sleeve giveaway fired.
But I'll tell you, all of our decks kind of kicked ass on Monday at one point or another.
It was fun.
Oh yeah,
it was a fun time.
All right, homies, good night.
Yeah, everybody have a good night.
New video out at the beginning of next week. Y'all have a good weekend. If we don't talk to you before, we'll catch you in Discord.
Joel, let me know when you upload this one.
Will do.
All right, everybody have a good night. Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.